Hey everyone, it's Brett Hornby here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And here we are starting September, which means one thing as a CFL fan and Calgary Stampeders fan as we head into week 13 of the CFL season in 2024. Yes, it's Labor Day weekend, and before I get into my game day preview and how I'm feeling about the Labor Day Classic this year, I'm going to say this is my first upload since I made my video on Johnny Gaudreau as well as Matthew Gaudreau. So I just want to say thanks for all the views and responses to that. I definitely was a little tougher to make that video and feel a little subdued making it, but I'm pretty sure, given that all Calgary sports are all owned together, as the Flames do own Stampeders, I'm very sure there'll be a tribute video to Matthew, as well as Johnny Gaudreau, before the game tomorrow. I've seen it's been Major League Baseball teams have been doing that too, so it's definitely been a big sports tragedy. But last things aside, to get to this video, the Labor Day Classic. It's always the Calgary Stampeders and the Edmonton Elks. This will be on Monday, September the 2nd, and it'll be this year it's a 4 p.m. kickoff. They've been monkeying around with the kickoff times the last few years, 4 p.m. Mountain, as I'm here in Calgary, as it's usually been 2:30 over the years, and I think last year it was 5 o'clock, so I would like the game to be back to 2:30, but it's going to be another hot one, both literally and figuratively, because they're forecasting it's going to be 32 degrees outside, so hopefully it's not too hot to capture my traditional intro, plus probably that tribute to Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Gaudreau and the CF18 Jets, because it's not smoky this year. Yay! But it's always going to be hot on the field, as well. It's Calgary, Edmonton, the Battle of Alberta, and it's going to have a lot of standings implications, as right now, I mean, Calgary is actually on a little bit of a slide right now, as they are 5-6. They are fourth in the West Division. The last 4 games against both the Ottawa Redblacks and the Toronto Argonauts, they went 1-3 in that stretch. So Calgary had a tough stretch there, but the East is definitely looking stronger than the West, while the Edmonton Elks, formerly, hopefully, maybe they'll get named the Eskimos again. They are 3-8, fifth and last in the West Division, and they seem to slowly have turned things around with changing coaches to Jarious Jackson from Chris Jones, and actually Chris Jones is now off in Hamilton as working on their defense, so not too sure who's starting in quarterback for Edmonton. I know they have Macbeth as McLeod Bethel Thompson, but Trey Ford, I think they got to finally give him a chance, and he definitely gave Calgary a hard time last year at the Labor Day Classic, but this West is wide open because as of this recording, BC won the Touchdown Pacific game where they played in Victoria against the Ottawa Redblacks. It was 38-12, and BC's first in the West Division, but they're 6-6. Bernadette Year has been hurt, but they also got Nathan Rourke back, and if he can find his CFL groove again, I think BC could be tough. And then right now for Labor Day Sunday, you always got the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Well, Saskatchewan's 5-1, second in the West, and Winnipeg is 5-6, third in the West. So it's wide open. This could be a big game, swing game for both teams. And this is a first of 3 between the Calgary Stampeders and Edmonton Elks. As after this game, I mean, the next game will be on Saturday, as they'll be up in Edmonton at the Brickfield on Commonwealth Stadium. That'll be on September 7th. That'll be a 5 p.m. Mountain kickoff up there, I believe. And then they play again. This will be on, I think the exact date is Saturday, October 12th, which is the Saturday of the Thanksgiving weekend. They'll be back here in Calgary. So either way, unless there's a tie, and how tied it can be, someone's going to take the season series. And then I'm going to say Calgary coming off the bye week last week, as last week Calgary had the week off. The last game, which was against the Alberta Red Blacks at home, they lost a tough one, including it was on a last-second field goal where Ottawa won 31-29. That definitely was anybody's game, so I'm going to say Calgary's definitely been reeling, because the week before I was at that game up in Toronto, or out east in Toronto, where we lost 39-25, but we gave up a punt return for a touchdown and had a pick six for a touchdown. Well, there was the 2 touchdowns right there, and then we had that comeback against Toronto where I think we won. I think it was 22-16, I believe. And I don't quote me on that, but we did come back against Toronto at home, and then we had that 33-9 loss in Ottawa. So let's say we've been on 1-3 the last 4 games. However, we do have some reinforcements. Now Sean McEwen is back at center for Calgary, and Peyton Logan be back at running back. So we got Skylar Hill and Peyton Logan for the running back, and actually Dedrick Mills. Yeah, he actually has come back, but he's not activated on the active roster. He had some personal stuff, so that, and actually Calgary did sign Chandler Worthy, formerly the Montreal Alouettes. He just signed and didn't get a full camp in, so you could expect to see him come into the lineup later season. So maybe with Dedrick Mills coming back and getting Chandler Worthy for the return game, because after Eric Brooks got hurt, it was been an adventure trying to find a returner. So these could be big reinforcements for the Calgary Stampeders in a tight white up and west. But I always say Labor Day, it's always the biggest regular season game of the year. Rivalries heat up. It's always the Battle of Alberta. Calgary Edmonton, there's only one Alberta-based team I cheer for in the CFL, and I think you can figure out who they are. Same with, in the NHL or as well as the WHL or anything sports-wise I cheer for that has a Calgary and Edmonton team. I'm always on the Calgary side, so I'm going to say team's gotten healthier coming off of a bye. I mean, Edmonton, we'll see how they do. They have been playing a little better the last few weeks since the coaching change to Jarious Jackson. There's always a lot of hype in the game, has a playoff atmosphere, but a lot of time it just ultimately becomes a regular game, but there's more eyeballs on there, but it just signifies, the end of summer. Fall is coming. The second half of the season, I think that's when the season really heats up in the CFL. The 19 leads, 6 teams make the playoffs. Montreal actually has already clinched the playoff spot because they are running away with it. I think the only team you could probably say is really out of it right now, by the looks of it, being in the East Division, is the Hamilton Tiger Cats, but I'm always anticipating a big game. Hopefully I can capture all of the pregame, the introduction, the Jets, and probably the tribute for the Goudreaus. Hopefully the phone can handle it. It's supposed to be a hot one. It's going to be hot both on the field and up in the stands, so be prepared. If you're going to the game, and we'll be back in black, wearing our black jerseys. So that's how I feel for this game. I just think Calgary's getting a little healthier. We've been reeling the last few weeks, and we had to make a major comeback, or we could have been on a 4-game losing streak, which means that we lost one at home. So we're not undefeated at home anymore, but Labor Day is, if you can throw everything out the window for stats and standings and all that, it's all about getting on your rival. And I'm going to say first of 3, it's going to be big playoff implications for both sides in this one, and depending on how else the competition goes in the West Division. So close out. If you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fans journey, just make sure you hit like, subscribe, and have my other social media links down in the description below. And I'm still feeling a little subdued. Just the kind of video I had to make yesterday, but I'm loving the responses that I've been getting so far. But I do have some other videos I want to make. I have to let the others breathe, but I'll try to capture some moments at the game. Hopefully the phone doesn't get too hot. So, gotta say, go Stamps, go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next video.